Definitely the law is an us, as they say. The Films and Stage Plays Act Cap 222 of the laws of Kenya says no film or class of film shall be done without the approval of the board. But you see, this is a
this is away from the matter, but ni kitu nimeona nikuulize because we have you right now.
Yes.
Sababu ulikuwa former boss pale.
Yeah, KFCB.
Yes. So right now I have a letter imepostiwa sasa hivi from Obinna. I guess unajua Oga Obinna.
Yes.
He has been doing very well on YouTube.
Yes.
Show yake live. Yeah. But right about now amepost on Instagram and he has posted ametumua a letter by KFCB which requires him to have a license to do his YouTube show na pia YouTube channel ya family Obinna, the Obinnas, where he does content with his children.
Yeah.
So amesema hapa chini sasa hizi ni gani tena, let me holler at my friend Dr. Ezekiel Mutua anichanue before kinirambe. Maybe what's your take on this? Do you think the letter ndo inaweza kuonesha hapa is it ni normal from KFCB that a YouTuber mwenye anafanya content anafaa kuwa na license before posting it on YouTube?
Yes, that's the law. Unfortunately, the law is an us, as they say. The Films and Stage Plays Act Cap 222 of the laws of Kenya says no film or class of film shall be done without the approval of the board. But you see, this is a 1963 act. It has gone through amendments, but some of those stipulations are long before these digital platforms came. If you are to flood KFCB with all the content that we want to upload, and there are millions who are going live, they cannot manage the job. What we need to do is create the guidelines and help people. So I don't think it will go anywhere in terms of punitive measures. And like I said, I've been there for 6 years. Yeah. I created most of those regulations, and I do know when a mistake has been committed. Oga Obinna is creating also a platform for the youth to be able to talk and for people to have a conversation. I know the government is looking for money through platforms like this, but we are going to ensure that it is done in a way that we don't kill creativity. So Oga Obinna is my mentee, is a friend of mine, and just like Pastor Victor Kanyari, I'm going to stand for these youth, not from a point of defending them, by ensuring that if it's a mistake, somebody can apologize, somebody can, if it's retribution like we did with Mbarambamba, and there's a fine to pay, we are going to raise money and pay if we must do it. But even in court, you are given a chance to mitigate and to say sorry. So I don't think it is cast in stone. Nobody should discourage Oga Obinna. I saw the kind of interviews he's doing, even with the people like Mike Songo, and I think we should not, we should just guide them to ensure that they play within the law rather than just sending general condemnation. I think it's a matter that has just been brought to my attention, and I'll deal with it.
Yeah. My question, my question goes to Ezekiel. One of the key things people are doing is more of content creation, and TikTok is another platform that people use it to generate income. As much as people are there to be gifted, we as also, like you have seen exactly other countries, they are having the monetary value in it, whereby the content creators are being paid. Are you, as Ezekiel, are you also coming up with an idea on how, as creators from Africa, not only Africa but in Kenya, we are going to gain like a revenue as we create content on TikTok? Because other countries like Germany, they are being monetized.
Remember, I've been to the forefront of this conversation, and the first one who raised the discussion about regulation of TikTok, and with Bob Ndolo filed a petition to Parliament. We appeared before the Parliamentary Committee on Public Petitions, and we were listened, and we were very clear that we don't want TikTok to be banned. We want it to be regulated, and we want to have regulation and a stipulation that are going to help this platform to monetize. And when we raised this conversation, the president, our own president, Dr. William Ruto, called the CEO of TikTok, and we had a conversation. The TikTok leadership and the office from South Africa has been here. I've met them countless times. They've been to Kenya Film Classification Board. So these are conversations that are ongoing, so that even where we need to improve the law, we do it quickly. That's why I went through Parliament. Where we need to have just informal mediation processes, we do that, but the whole idea is to ensure that we enhance the element of job creation and wealth through the creativity of our youth, not to stifle that creativity, but to enhance it. That's why I met Pastor Kanyari, because I saw that as a platform, and I saw the following and the kind of excitement he's creating as something. Even if you told him to leave or you blocked him, someone else will come up. there is no stopping these technologies. We can only engage. We cannot ban it or jail people. We have to be reasonable and say, let's have a discussion.
All right, maybe next week,
Yeah.
May, not June, we're going to have like our Facebook pages are going to monitor.
Yes.
Do you think that this is there still, or there is some of the plans?
No, it's ongoing. It's ongoing. Right now, as you speak, you have seen the president this week has been at Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. Yesterday in Washington, D.C. All the deals that are being cut. I think Kenya has never been at the level where it has been taken through this presidency in terms of international networking and getting the attention of the world. Never before have we seen the kind of respect Kenyan president has been given in the visit that is ongoing currently, meeting President Joe Biden, meeting former President Obama, and striking real deals that are going to help the youth. And let me tell you, the money is in digital platforms. So what we are going to do, because it is an ecosystem, you got to understand, my brother, that the government alone will not give you money. Even you guys, you can create all manner of things, but it may not give you money if we don't create the ecosystem so that we monetize the content, we create the rates, we enhance accessibility of these platforms, we enhance the accessibility of the gadgets, so that from the hardware manufacturers to the software developers to the ease of doing business, all these things are done together in an ecosystem, so that all of us must have a conversation. So I'm part and parcel of that. And I think the best way is to go through parliament like we are doing. But the president is leading. He's the highest followed, I think, on X and most of these media platforms. It is a blessing. It is such an amazing, incredible blessing that our president is one of the most followed on this social media platform. So we are not talking to an old man who cannot understand. I am one of the most followed CEOs also on X and in some of these platforms. And now I've gone live. I've gone live on TikTok. There is no turning back. So in other words, rather than shy away from these conversations, we are going to have them. And the conversations right now will be, it doesn't help our young people to post obscenity and vulgarities and disgraceful things if they are not making money. What is the use of doing that when you are going to depression? What is the use of doing that and showing yourself having sex or taking drugs, when we can address those issues so that you don't do it for clout? We find a solution. What is the point of doing that? Then you commit suicide. I mean, these are hard conversations that we must have so that government puts money here, because some of it, these challenges are real. We have young people who are hooked into drugs. We have young people in homosexuality. We have young people who feel lonely and forsaken, and nobody's listening. Some have been even chased away by their parents. They have been condemned and hated by society. We have